So guys, in this video, we'll see how to insert node in a linked list, and we'll cover all the three operations of inserting a node. We'll insert a node in the start of the linked list, end of the linked list, and in somewhere between two nodes.
Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to receive all the latest updates.
So this is the list we made in the last video, and this is where when we started from absolute zero and we built up a linked list. I've added a link in the description, and we took three nodes. We have three node objects, n1, n2 and n3, and they are linked like this. n1 has I value of 10, n2 has I value of 20, n3 has I value of 30, n1's next is n2, n2's next is n3, n3's next is null, and this is the class node we took. And I'll modify this class node a little so that I can include a constructor which takes an integer I, sets the data member I, and sets the next to null. Okay, sets this next to null. So we'll take a look on how the three operations insert at front, end, and middle works. Okay, insert at front. So I want to add a node which comes behind the head, and we have currently one variable head which is of type node and which is pointing to the head of the linked list. Currently n1 is the head of the linked list. Okay, so to add a new node behind the head, I will create a first new node. So I'll name this variable n4. It gives a value of I as 40 and has a variable next which is set to null. Okay, and how do we achieve this in the code? We create a new node object n4 is equals to new node and takes the value of I in the constructor, because we are calling this constructor, sets the next to null and takes value of I as 40. Okay, so I set to 40, next is set to null. This node has to be behind this head node, so the next of n4 should be pointing to n1. Okay, or we'll say the next of n4 should be pointing behind head, because in this case we have reference to all the node objects. That is, we have n1, n2, n3, a variable for each object of node here. But when you have a linked list, you only have the head reference. So you have to work with the head reference and you have to keep updating the head as and when you do insert operations. So I'll say next of n4 is head. I'll say n4 dot next is head. And this is the link which is formed. Now both head and n4.next are pointing to n1. I want this to be the head of the linked list. So I'll say head is equals to n4. So now head, rather than pointing to n1, will point to n4. Okay, and this is your new linked list now. So your linked list right now is, okay, your head points to n4, and then you have n1, n2, n3 and null. Okay, this just to mark the end of the linked list. So this is how you insert a node at the front. You create a new node, you set the next of this new node to head, and then you make this new node as the head. That's why head is set to n4. And whenever we are using the new keyword, okay, to create an object, this variable gets its own memory. That's why it's getting its own memory. And whenever you are just saying equals to, not using the new, so the reference gets copied. So wherever this head is pointing to, this left hand side is also going to point to the same location. That is, the reference is copied. So in this case, wherever n4 is pointing, head is going to point now. So n4 is pointing here, so head points here, and this becomes the new head. So this is inserted front. Moving to insert at end. Okay, so you want to create a node and you want to add it after n3. Okay, so we will need a new node. So I'll create a new node. I'll say this node is n5. Okay, takes a value of I, say maybe 50. Okay, and has a variable next, initially set to null. Okay, how do we achieve this in the code? We'll just say the same thing. Instead of n4, okay, I need n5, and it takes the value 50. Okay, so this is calling this constructor, takes in the value of I. So this I is set to this value passed I. So this I is set to 50 and the next is set to null. Okay, and you want this node to be after the last node. So you say n3's next should be n5. So what do we do is the next of n3 is set to n5. Okay, and how do we achieve this in the code? We say n3 dot next is equals to n5. And as I told you, when you are not using the new keyword, only equals to, the reference gets copied. So wherever n5 is pointing to, n3.next is going to point to that location. Okay. So this is your new linked list now. So you have n5 after n3. So you have n5 and then null. And if you want to understand how this happened, so this was what we had before inserting a node at the end. What we said was create a new node that has next to null. Point this n3 is next to here. So this is not pointing to null anymore. n3 is next is pointing to n5 now. So in short, the linked list becomes n5 and null. Okay. So this is how you insert a node at the end in a linked list. Okay. Again, we have references to all the objects right now, right? So you can directly say this was the last node because n3 was the last node. We know that, right? So whenever you deal with linked list, you just have the head. So you will have to traverse to the last node and then create a new node, set this new node to the next of the last node. And we'll see in the further videos how do we do that only when we have the head. Okay, moving on to insert in between. So insert between two nodes. Okay, so you don't have to insert in front, you don't have to insert at the rear, you have to insert in between. So suppose I want to insert a node between n1 and n2. Okay, so first I'll have to create a new node. I create a new node, takes a value of I, okay, and I'll set it to 60. Call it n6. Okay, so I'll have to do this very same thing. So we have n6 now, and what is the behavior that I'm expecting? So I want this n6 to be between n1 and n2. So I want n6 to be in between n1 and n2. So the next of n1 should be n6 and the next of n6 should be n2, and I should not be having this link. That is, n1's next should not be pointing to n2, n1's next should be pointing to n6, and n6 next should be pointing to n2. So this is what we achieve in the code. I'll say n1's dot next is n6. So n1 dot next is n6. So wherever n6 is pointing to, n1 dot next is going to point to that location. So n1 dot next now points to where n6 points, and it is this node. Okay. So we just have this part right now. Okay, this is yet. So we just have this part right now. This is also to be done. So you see, you have two lists right now. These two nodes are disconnected. You have n4, n1, n6. You have n2, n3, n5. Okay. Now that we connect n6 to n2, we get the entire list. So I'll say, in order to connect this, n6 next is n2. So I'll say n6 next is equals to n2. Okay. So rather than n6 next pointing to null, okay, n6 next points to n2. And this is how you insert a node in between. So you see n4, n1, n6, n2, n3, n5, and then null. Okay, and this is how we achieved it in the code. Again, we will not have n1, n2, n3, n5 till as many nodes. We won't have references to the node objects. Basically, we'll just have the head, and you'll have to find out the location where you have to insert. There will be some condition. For example, they'll say in the question, insert the new node after where you find 10. So you find 10, you insert node there. Or they'll say insert a new node before 20. So you will say, I found 20 here, I have to insert a new node behind this. Or they'll say insert the new node after the second node. So this was the first node, second node. So you have to insert after second. Or they'll say insert a new node behind the third node. So first, second, third in the previous list. So behind the third node, you have to insert this. Okay. And whenever you are inserting between two nodes, you have to link on the either sides. Okay. To both the previous and the next nodes. And we'll see how we achieve this only when we have the head in the code. Okay. In the coming videos. So these are the three insert operations possible in a linked list, and in the coming videos we'll see only when we have the head how do we perform these three operations.
So running the code that we just wrote, and this is the node class that we used. And I have added a default constructor because in the previous video when we created the three nodes n1, n2 and 3, so they were using the default constructor. Okay, so if I only provide this constructor, there would be an error. Okay, so I had to provide the default as well. So these were the three nodes we had, n1, n2 and n3, and then we created three more nodes, n4 that was added to the front of the list, n5 to the end of the list, and n6 between n1 and n2. Okay, and head is pointing to the head of the linked list, which is n1 when we had not added anything, and later with n4. Okay, let's just run this. So you can see the output. So initially we had n1, n2, n3, and the list is 10, 20, 30. When we added n4 to the front of the list, 40, 10, 20, 30, because 40 was added to the front of the list. Then we created n5 added to the end of the list. So 40, 10, 20, 30 and 50 at the end of the list. And then we created n6 and added between n1 and n2. So 40, 10, 60, 20, 30, 50. So this is just the run of the code that we wrote. I'll just quickly show you the print method. So this is how you print a list. So I'll add a video to explain how this works. So I hope this video was helpful. Please do like this video and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.